What's up guys? It's been a long time since I made a video like this on the channel. It's been a lot of vlogs lately, but I've got a lot of new subscribers and it's all coming from my meditation video, which I'm going to start making a lot more content, surrounding that kind of content. Still doing transcendental meditation and I'm still loving it. So if you guys are here from that, I really appreciate it. But anyways, let's get straight into it. This video is going to be about my ayahuasca experience. My name is Albert and I did ayahuasca in the jungles of Peru and it was pretty insane. So firstly, I want to start off and say that I did have a shaman with me. It wasn't just me, it was a group of people. There was probably about like 10 people in the room. And for all of you guys freaking out right now being like, don't use a shaman, you don't need a shaman, because a lot of our buddies who are from South America told us like they're gonna rip you off, you don't want a shaman. But basically what they were saying is you don't want somebody who is like from America who's acting as a shaman, and they don't want those kind of shamans basically, because I would not recommend doing it without a shaman. It's like pretty insane if you were to just do this in your living room at home with just one person or by yourself. Like, I'm sure there's people who can do it and can handle it, but not for me. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I went on a retreat with Sacred Paths, and it was located in Peru in Sacred Valley, and it was this place called Aguas Calientes, No, that's where Machu Picchu is. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll put the name here, and I'm gonna have B-roll of the place as well because the place was super, super beautiful. But anyways, me and my fiance decided to do this trip because we wanted to do ayahuasca. We felt like we needed something to kind of get us through this like little slump we were in, and not in relationship wise, just kind of personally, each of us were in a little bit of a slump, and we kind of thought that it was going to give us all the answers to the universe and like what we needed to do and things like that. So we were super excited about it, really nervous as well. But we go on this retreat, and it's not going to be until the third day of the retreat, I believe, maybe the fourth day even. And beforehand we do Washuma, which I'll talk about briefly in this as well. But I was kind of on the fence going, every single day. Like first day I was like, okay, I'm super excited about it. Next day I was like, oh, I don't really know if I need it. And then when we did the Washuma, it's something that people, you kind of expect that you're gonna do, like have a trip on or something like that. But Washuma actually just opens up your heart. You do slightly feel a little bit altered, but I was kind of just tired. I ended up taking a nap. But after doing the Washuma and taking a little bit of a hike, I kind of thought to myself and had the message of, you don't really need to do ayahuasca anymore. So I was kind of like, you know what, I'm not going to do it anymore. And then my fiance was also like, okay, I guess I won't do it anymore either. And I was like, she's kind of going off of what I'm feeling right now. Like, I don't want that to hinder her, experience. So we had a conversation and we kind of realized like, okay, we're going to do this. That's why we're here. And you only YOLO once, so I know that's not how you say that, but anyways, we decided. Oh yeah, by the way, disclaimer, for anyone here is watching and is distracted by my hands because I move around too much, like, then go away. I don't care, get off this video, because last video I posted, people were like super concerned about my hand movement, and I don't know, that's just the way I talk. So if you don't like it, move on. But anyways, so we decided that we're gonna do it. We're in now, because that's why we're here. That's why we paid all this money, and we're excited to. We didn't pay all the money for the ayahuasca, we paid for the retreat. The ayahuasca just happened to come with it. And the leader of the trip and the owner of the retreat, his name is Darren, and he's a wonderful guy. If you guys ever decide on doing a retreat, I would definitely recommend doing it through Sacred Paths. Super, super great people, great energy. They know what they're doing, and they've been doing it so long, and so good, I guess you could say, that like they have connections to people that most people don't have connections to. The shamans actually, when they came down a day or two before to talk about what we're gonna experience, or if we have any questions or anything like that, they even said like, we don't just do this for anyone. Like, people have to come to like our center, which is pretty deep in the jungle, and they just don't like basically do this for the public. Like, they only do it because they really love Darren and they love what he's doing, and to help people out, and they just love his message and everything. So we had the special opportunity to be able to work with these specific shamans, and man, were we super lucky, because like I said before, I couldn't have done it without it. So all right, now we're on the day of the ayahuasca, and we're in this new shala that we hadn't been in, and thankfully we were in that shala, because the one before, not scary, just smaller, a little bit older, not as pretty, just regular shala. This other shala had like glass roof, glass windows, glass walls, like beautiful shala. And I feel like, the setting is really, really important and when you're doing something like this. So I was thankful that we got moved. We ended up being moved because we had too big of a group. But yeah, I'm kind of nervous again, not really sure if I want to do this, but I'm kind of like, I'm excited at the same time. Nervousness and excitement are kind of the same feeling. So I convinced myself that I was super excited and I was like ready for it. My fiance was sitting right next to me. She was like ready to walk out. She was super scared for some reason, even though, everyone's chill. Everyone's really friendly. We're all sitting in a nice circle. They're explaining us what's going on. One of the things that they offer before you get started is called rapé, and it's like this little crushed tobacco and other things that they just like straight up blow into their noses. So there's like a self one. Usually someone does it for you, so we'll just do it that way because that's what happened to us. Is they put it at the end of the pipe and they put one end of your nose, and then you exhale, and then, or I believe you inhale, and then when you're done, they just freaking and it just goes like straight into your brain. And man, I guess it's supposed to be a relaxing agent, like it's supposed to help you like feel more calm or something, but I don't know. I if you're doing something like this, I recommend trying everything so that you like get the full experience and stuff, but I don't know if I'd ever do it again. Immediately I was hit with this like burning sensation, kind of felt like high off of like tobacco, and I don't know, this weird feeling of like, I kind of get this. I get why people are addicted to this. It's interesting. And then she went for the second one because she shoots them in both, and she said she was going to give us like a little bit to, you know, help us out, but even our guide Darren was like, oh, she gave you a warrior dose. Like that was the real deal right there. So yeah, it was whatever, it felt whatever. And I immediately started getting like nauseous, because if you ever smoked cigarettes before and you happen to accidentally smoke too many, you might get nauseous from that feeling. That's the exact same feeling I got. So I started getting like nauseous, but meanwhile my fiance got it over there, and she accidentally like moved, so it got a little in her eye, but she like loves the feeling of like tobacco and things like that. So she was over there in like a high state of like, and she was ready to go. She's even said, I wish she was here to tell her side of the story, but she even said like she'll do that again. Like she loved it. Like that was the best high that she's ever gotten her whole life. And like that's not the reason for doing it. It's supposed to like put you in a state of like readiness for this thing, but some people do it before ceremonies, some people do it like they do it themselves, or like they just do it for many different reasons, you know. But this was to help us be calm and put us in a ready state. So they get everyone, everyone gets it. Nobody else is reacting like me, and we have our little puke buckets and your toilet paper so you can like clean your mouth up and stuff like that, and your bottle of water. And I was already using my puke bucket because like I was getting nauseous. I didn't really throw up, I don't think, but I was ready for it because I was feeling super nauseous. I'm about 4 people from, this way. We're going this way to get our ayahuasca, and the shaman's like right in front of me. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and I'm like number 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't even notice that the people in front of me, the first 3 people had gone yet, because I was already I had been throwing up in my bucket, or at least holding it like this, because I was feeling super nauseous. And then my fiance was like, it's your turn, and she wants you to go get it. She's not a delivery service. You have to like get up, kneel in front, and she tells you, she says a little like maybe a prayer or something like that, and she hands you the ayahuasca, and you take it as like a little shot. I'll get into the taste in a second, but anyways, I wasn't ready yet. I told her, I was like, oh no, I need a moment, is it okay if I just wait? And she's like, oh yeah, of course, wait, blah, blah, blah. There's like no pressure to do anything. Like don't make you take it if you don't want to. Even if you back out last minute, you can leave, Fiance came and sat down, everyone went, and then boom, it was my turn again. I was like, all right, I guess, and I still haven't shaken this like nausea feeling of from the rapé. So I'm like, whatever, I gotta do this. So I'm gonna do this. And I get up, waddle on over, kneel down in front. She says a little prayer, and then wants me to drink. So I drink it, expecting the worst. It's not so bad. It's kind of like a thick wine, it almost tastes like. It doesn't have the worst taste in the world, but it is thick, but it's also not good at the same time. I don't know how to explain that, but it's not terrible, but it's not good. Got it down, and I immediately was like, oh no, I'm gonna puke. So I try to walk as fast as I can to my little bed. We have like little mats on the floor where we're gonna be laying down, and I immediately just throw it all up, like all of it right away. And it's a quiet room, it echoes. I was a little like nervous about that, but whatever, everyone's gonna be throwing up soon, so I wasn't too worried. And I really didn't think it was gonna work. I didn't ask if it was gonna work or not. I was just like, darn, like that kind of stinks, whatever. So everyone takes theirs, and it's time to begin. The first thing they do is they sing us the song of the Icaros, which is like a tribe that is I don't know if I'm using the right terms here, so I'm sorry, but like extinct, like they no longer are around anymore. There's only like people who have some of the heritage inside of them, but it's not like a big culture anymore. And they sing the song of the Icaros, and they use coca leaves. And then they sing to you one by one, because what they're telling you to do is let the medicine work through you, like let it find what it needs to. The songs are beautiful, and the voices are beautiful, but we're gonna get into that in a second, okay? So 3 of the ladies, it's the main shaman and her helpers, and she also brought 2 beautiful people, Keenan and her, I want to say boyfriend, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know his name. Those 2 are like the most amazing musicians I've ever seen in my life. Like I was blown away by their skills, but we'll get into that because I didn't even know that they were gonna play music to us. I thought they were all just gonna sing to us with this like the whole time. So one by one we're getting sang to, and they come to me, and I'm kind of feeling, I'm feeling good, but I'm not feeling anything. I just kind of think that I'm into the group, and I'm like rubbing on my bed a little bit, kind of like not really feeling much yet. Everyone gets sung to, and then they sit down, and then they continue singing similar style songs with the things, Next thing I know, I'm starting to feel a little bit good. I'm starting to feel a little bit in the body, a little bit, but I'm not seeing any visuals. I'm not feeling anything crazy, but I'm definitely like moving and grooving to the music, kind of rubbing my bed, kind of noticing like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I don't know how much time had passed at this point. The whole time I had no idea what time it was, how much time had passed. And we got to a point where she was like, okay, does anyone want a second dose? And, I'm looking around like, well, I kind of threw mine up, so maybe I need it because I don't know if it's going to work or not. I haven't really felt anything at this point. And everyone else was like, one by one again, they got up and I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to go. So I got up, got my second shot, and immediately threw it up again right away. So I was like, God dang it, like this isn't gonna work for me. That kind of sucks. Laid down, and then boy was I wrong. like minutes, maybe even seconds after I had taken that second dose, I was just like, and I was gone. I started seeing what I kind of see when I start start tripping on shrooms is like swirls when I close my eyes of dimensions that like I couldn't even draw or explain if I wanted to, and this like color of them were like dark red or light brown in color, like this, like the prettiest color of like dark red or dark brown that you will ever see. And I've never seen it in real life, just in this like vision, and just like layers and just layers and layers and layers. Now the interesting thing is people, unlike DMT, I think, because I've never done that, so I don't know, I can't speak to that, but you can open your eyes and things aren't weird. Like you're not like seeing ghosts or people or just random things. Like you can open your eyes and you can see where you're at, and that kind of is like the best way to, like, if you're really, because there's times when you're like, oh no, like I'm just so gone, but then you open your eyes and you're like, oh yeah, I'm still in this room, I'm still with people, I can see the moon up there, it's super beautiful. But I guess before I continue, one of the main things I asked was for self-love. I've had a past where I've always been kind of like, I wouldn't say depressed, because I don't think that I'm depressed, but I have this like these up and downs. My ups are super up and then my downs are super down, and I've never tried to take my own life or anything, but there's been times where in the most like non like depressive way of like, I can just see like I don't want to be here anymore, like it's whatever, but I would never take my own life. So it's just those feelings are weird. So I've always kind of was like, I don't know, like I guess I'm looking for self-love. I want to like figure out the love that I, like why do I feel like people don't love me? Why do I feel like I'm not loved, So that was my question going into it. The message that I got was amazing, So I'm feeling all this second dose, going super into it. I end up covering myself, I guess. I'm sitting down, I'm laying down, and this is all like I'm not thinking about these things. I just find myself doing it because they're singing. At a certain point, they pull out the guitar and Keenan starts very lightly playing it. Very lightly. This voice of an angel. Oh my gosh, like it's crazy. But at this point, I'm still doing my thing. I found myself one point underneath in my blanket, and I was in the womb, and I had been when I came out, because I was like kind of like rebirthed myself, and when I came out I was a new person. And the message that I got was like it's inside, like I kept doing this, there's a lot of this, dancing and kind of holding, and I was really holding myself, and I didn't realize why, and then I got it all. And once like I was like, oh, like it's me, like I'm the one that gotta love myself. Like I have to love myself intently. I have to love myself like unconditionally, because once I do that, then I will allow myself to open up to allow others to love me. And I didn't even realize, people do care about me, but for me, I just always shut that off and whatever. Like I had such like a one of those minds that's like, oh, I don't care if people pass or whatever, like it's not gonna hurt me, I'm not gonna cry, blah blah blah. But like that's just like a defense mechanism that I was holding in to try to be tough, because I've always had to be my whole life. And I realized that the love comes from within. Like it's really deep, and from that point on, I was like, no more even like saying things like, I don't want to be here anymore, or even like, because I've told my fiance this, sometimes too, and I'm just hurting her, I'm hurting myself. I'm like, why would I put that energy out there? Like it's all love, like the world is all love. And another thing I wanted to know was like, what am I supposed to be doing here? What am I supposed to be doing? But from that, I kind of got was, it doesn't matter what you do, pick something and just do it to the full extent of your heart, your love, your energy, and don't expect anything, don't expect anything out of it. Things will come, because if you're doing something that you love and you do it with all of your heart, all of your energy, things will come out of it, but it's that expectation that like has you burn out no matter what you're doing. It's the expectation of money, it's the expectation of getting clients, or like hoping to advance in your career, that when it doesn't happen right away, you start to like hurt yourself from it. But it doesn't matter. Those are the two messages that I got. But to finish this story, I was seeing tons of stuff, and it's very up and down. Like one minute you're tripping pretty hard, and then the next minute you're kind of like, okay, I'm back in a normal room, tripping pretty hard, and then you're always kind of getting nauseous and throwing up. And then when you're in this state, you don't really know what's going on. You're just like, oh man, like, oh no, I'm feeling sick, I hope I don't get sick. But then you have to remind yourself like, no, this is part of it. Like this is the part that you want to get out, like get that out of here. Everything is normal, everything is normal. I got up to go to the bathroom a couple times, and that was pretty interesting. It's really hard to see. I went to the bathroom one time, and when I came out, in the hallway, it was like so dark. dark. And when I first saw someone go to the bathroom, like a lady followed her, opened the door for her and helped her out, you know, helped her through the whole experience. And then for me, I thought that same thing had happened though. I thought someone had followed me and they're like me waiting out there. But when I got out, washed my hands, I was like, oh no, or okay, I'm by myself, I think. Washed my hands, it was really nice, cold feeling. And then I was like, okay, I'm back in. I was like super dark. I was like, whoa. It's really dark, and I couldn't find the door. And then when I found it, it like kind of opened itself, it felt like, and like I got kind of guided through, and I was like, whoa, but all the ladies were sitting down on the floor right there. So that was like really interesting moment that happened. And then my fiance, she didn't take her second dose, but she ended up taking the third one, which would be her second one, but they offered 3. I didn't take the third one, luckily, because I ended up tripping all night long. Everyone was like done at a certain point, I think 4 hours or so into it. And then I was like in the cafeteria with everyone, or just a couple people, and we were talking, and I was like looking at your faces. I was like, wait, you guys are not tripping anymore? I was like, are you sure? Because like I'm still like full. Your guys' faces are moving, you guys keep turning into like things, and like not like, you know, crazy things, but I'm talking about like if you've ever done acid, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like it's like that. It was like when you're on like 2 hits of acid. That's how I felt towards the end of this. And me and my fiance were walking back to the room, and I was like, okay, I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, it's crazy that I still feel like this. I was like, I still feel like it's in me. And all of a sudden, blah, I just threw up again right there on the floor. Luckily we were outside because we went to the grass. We ended up dumping all of our stuff out anyways. When you're done with your puke bucket, one of the things they want you to do is take it and offer it back into the universe and or back into the world, and let it like repurpose, like get rid of this energy and like get it away from us basically. So yeah, we went back to the room, and all night long I stayed up till about 9 or 10 a.m., which is like a long time. I think it was like 9 or 10 hours or so. And I was just staring at the ceiling, like thinking about all these things, almost kind of freaked out a little bit because I was like, the shamans are all gone, you know, everyone's all gone. Like what am I gonna do? Like I'm still, you know, tripping pretty hard. Like, is this gonna be forever? You know, and I know, but slowly every hour there was this one thing I would look at, and it would be moving less and less throughout the hour. And then eventually I was able to fall asleep, but we had to wake up by like another hour and go talk about what we experienced and everything. And I only woke up to go do that, and then I went back to sleep. So yeah, I didn't, you know, I wasn't prepared to tell this story today. I just kind of felt like I needed to get it out. So it was kind of all over the place, I'm sure. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. I'll probably do this story again a little bit more organized, or talk about the trip a little bit more, because I'm sure people were here to watch the trip and stuff like that. But if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Go ahead and like this video if you can, so it gets out, and you know, so more people can get this message. When it comes to, do I think everybody should do this? I think that it's not for everybody, but I think for all the people that want to or can, I think that you should, because I do think that everyone should try it. I just don't think it's for everyone, if that makes sense. Because I can't imagine some people that I know trying this, like especially if you have like psychotic breaks or stuff. I don't know if it's gonna be good for you or bad for you, but you have to just let go. You have to let go. If you don't let go, I feel like that's when all the bad things or the bad feelings might start. Again, we only did it for 1 day. Some people do it for multiple days in a row, and sometimes it's good, sometimes bad within those periods. A girl that was in our group did it the day before, or a couple days before, and had a really bad experience. She was kind of scared, so she actually didn't end up joining us in this next one, which who knows, it could have been better, because when she heard all our stories, she was just like so shocked, like what, I had such a different experience than everybody else, because we all had pretty much love, you know, forgiveness, good things. And like I said, I really think the shamans were one of the main reasons why we were guided so properly, I guess, and so with so much love. Like it was a really good feeling. Like I had to hug them all at the end, and I held them all for just a little bit, because I'm like, man, just the music and what you guys provided alone was like worth the money of the whole retreat. I was like, how can I give you guys more money? Like I just wanted to give them more money, which I know that's not what they wanted, but it's like, that's all I could really, all I really knew what to give. But I mean, I just gave them gratitude and a hug at the end, and yeah, it was really great. But I really appreciate for anyone who stuck around to this video to the end, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.